much colorful sight. We all have gathered here to celebrate International Women's Day organized by Department of Dayananda Sagar University. Currently, we hear this everywhere. Nari Shakti, Shakti Shali, Samajatya, Nirmanam Karoti. A powerful woman builds a strong society. Today, we have with us powerful women who are here to inspire and awaken each Nari Shakti within us. Today, we have here Ms. Kalpana Arvind, Ms. Ruchi M. Mittal, Professor Rajat Rashmi, Dr. Pushpa Sarkar, and Dr. Anita Ramalingam. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us here. Let us seek the blessings of Almighty. I request Professor Shweta and Dr. Supraja from School of Engineering to invoke the God. Thank you, ma'am. Indeed, God is going to shower all his blessings on us. Now, I request Dr. Padmalata from SCMS PG to deliver welcome address.
Hi everyone, I am Padmalata from the School of Commerce and Management Studies. Welcome all to this special occasion of celebration of International Women's Day, organized by the Department of Student Affairs of Dayananda Sagar University in association with School of Engineering. This is a special occasion to celebrate the achievements of women in different walks of life and celebrate the wisdom of the great achievers by hearing from them. For us today, the occasion of International Women's Day is the celebration of, other than the great contributions, achievement and qualities of women, celebration of one particular facet of women, the thought leadership. We women are entrepreneurs. We are creative, innovative, having imaginative solutions for every problem. We know how to nurture. We are tenacious, even under daunting situations. We know how to manage tasks and risk. We demonstrate empathy and we are excellent as team players. We have among us today the great manifestation of all the entrepreneurial characters of women and has been successful at it and is a role model too. Please welcome Ruchi M. Mittal, the new age women entrepreneur. She is creative, tenacious, a team player, and above all, a successful entrepreneur. Ruchi M. Mittal is a founder, her entrepreneurial network, community builder, brand consultant, social media strategist, Indian women entrepreneur, graphic designer. Welcome, madam, to Dayananda Sagar University. I request Dr. Satya Guru Prasad, Principal of College of Physiotherapy, to honor the guest. In recent years, whenever there is a live telecast, streaming of launching of rockets by the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, I'm sure thousands of young Indians get mesmerized by the booming countdown in the background by a lady scientist of ISRO. She is heard, not seen, but she inspires. I'm sure it inspired millions of women all over the world. We, the Bengalians, are proud of the great achievements and accomplishments of our lady scientists. They are making incredible marks on the journey of our nation to the frontiers of space technology and its application to public good. Today, we are lucky and privileged to have one such incredible scientist among us in person. It's a great honor, a proud moment, and a privilege to welcome Ms. Kalpana Arvind, Deputy Director, Central System Area, Low Earth Orbit Satellites, ISRO. While her presence in person is sufficient to inspire us, her story of accomplishments and achievements will be awesome to know and her thoughts insightful to hear. Welcome, Madam. I request Dr. Shahina, Chairperson CST, to honor the guest. The panel discussion of today will be moderated by our own leader, coach, and an inspiring personality, C.A. Rajat Rashmi. Rajat Rashmi is the author of Powerful Choices, a coach, and the professor at DSU. She provides corporate training, executive coaching, and change management. She helps women realize their potential through making powerful choices and living guilt-free life. Who else is better person than Rashmi to get the best insights from the incredible panel of successful women leaders? Welcome, madam, to this occasion. I request Dr. Nisha Goyal, Associate Professor, SCMS, to honor the guest. We at Dhananad Sagar University celebrate our women every day. Women as students, teachers, faculty, administrative staff, the assistants, and the people who keep the campus clean and humming. Today, we will celebrate the women leadership of our university. Here are our own two women with outstanding credentials and achievements, and who have been as leaders pioneering the efforts of our university in its journey to excellence. Please welcome Dr. Pushpa Sarkar, Dean of School of Applied Sciences of Delhi. Madam. Now I request Dr. Santam Sweetrose, Principal, College of Nursing, to honor the guest. We at DSU are proud of the extraordinary credentials and achievements of Dr. Anita Ramalingam, Controller of Examination of DSU. She is a gold medalist from Bangalore University in Bangkok. Welcome, madam, to this occasion. I request Shamanta Surya Prakash, Deputy Director, Student Affairs, to honor the guest. Welcome audience to the celebration of International Women's Day. It is time for the insights and the time for getting inspired. The topic for the panel discussion today on the occasion of International Women's Day at the Anand Sagar University is Digit-On, Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. Thank you, all.
Thank you, Padmalata ma'am. Welcome to you too. Already we heard a lot about our panelists and moderator from Padmalata ma'am, but we want to know more. So now I request Professor Kanmani from Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, School of Engineering, and Ms. Sudadipti, Manager, Bosch Rexroth Lab, DSU, to introduce our guests to all the audience. Madam, please.
On this occasion of Women's Day, a very good morning to one and all present here. It gives me an immense pleasure to introduce the panelists of today's discussion. Today we have among us as our first panelist, who is a founder of HEN, that is Her Entrepreneur Network, which is a community for women in business to inspire, inform, and support each other to build successful businesses along with balanced life. She believes that awareness is the first step to wisdom and always keeps that at the heart of HEN. Prior to the foundation of HEN India, this personality has been a creative graphic designer for more than 5 years and also an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, she realized that entrepreneurship is a lonely journey, and in the hunger to learn and improve herself as a business person, she became the founder of HEN India, where she shares and learns with others' experiences. And this inspiring lady among us is none other than Ms. Ruchi M. Mittal. And we are very happy to have you for the panel discussion. Our next panelist is a scientist from ISRO. She, with a BE degree in electronic and communication, has started her career in various positions in ISRO as a project manager of INSAT 3A and 3C, deputy project director of INSAT 3E and Chandrayaan 2, section head, division head, group director, and deputy director of photonics and mechanical system area throughout her career. And currently, she is serving as a deputy director of sensor system area, where she is responsible for delivering various sensors and cameras for all GEO and LEO satellites. During her career in ISRO, she is instrumental in designing and development of sensor processing electronic packages for remote sensing spacecrafts, gyroscopes and MEMS-based accelerometers, laser and vision-based navigational sensors, and payloads for Chandrayaan 2 and 3, and also the nano satellites. She has participated in more than 70 launches during her tenure in ISRO. Adding to her achievements, she has more than 50 publications in various journals and conferences, and has got 2 patents filed in her name. She also has 5 prestigious awards in her credit, and she is none other than Mrs. Kalpana Arvind. Very proud to have you here as a panelist. Welcome.
Good morning, one and all. I'm Sudhadipti. First of all, wishing you all a very happy Women's Day. I'm here to introduce our today's panel member, Dr. Pushpa Sarkar. Dr. Pushpa Sarkar graduated from the prestigious Government Medical College, Mysore. She served as officer in charge, diagnostic wing at Medical College and Hospital. She also held the position of Dean at Government Medical College, Mandya, and she was also a director of curriculum development and research at Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Bangalore. Currently, she is Dean of Health Sciences at Dayanand Sagar University, Bangalore. She is involved in imparting quality education to students so as to contribute skilled, competent, and confident professionals to the healthcare industry serving the public. She is also reaching out to the community, particularly poor and needy, and also encouraging multidisciplinary research. A very hearty welcome, you ma'am. We are happy to have you on the panel. Our next panel member is our Dr. Anita Ramalingam. Dr. Anita Ramalingam is gold medalist in Bangalore University. She has done her PhD work in synthesized bio-important molecules and conducted computational docking over the receptors. She has 12 years of teaching experiences in reputed pharmaceutical colleges, 8 years of administrative experience at RGUHS Karnataka, State Health University, and 8 years of experience as controller of examination at Dayanand Sagar University. And she's also academic council member at SDM University, BOE external expert at Ramaya University. Ma'am, we welcome you.
Now I present to you the moderator of this panel discussion, Ms. Rajat Rashmi, who is a powerful choice coach. This multi-talented personality is the author of Amazon bestseller Women, Beware of Breaking Potholes, internationally trained trainer and coach. She is a chartered accountant with 18 plus years of experience. She is the founder director of Samvad. She is a leadership dialogue lib. She is also a researcher in the field of women empowerment. Rajat is indulgent mother. She is a bibliophile and an avid blogger. Writing makes her pragmatic and widens her perspective. Her books are listed in Amazon.in. Her blogs can be read from LinkedIn, womensweb.com, and momspresso.com. As an avid advocate for women's rights, Rajat is associated with Abalashrama, where she contributes her skills into creating better future for the residents who are there. So I think best person better than her we couldn't have found for moderating the panel discussion, because she has spread her hands everywhere. Welcome, madam. Thank you all.
One word, wow. As soon as we entered Colorful Ladies, the vibe has changed. And as soon as they entered, definitely the positivity has increased. And now when we hear about them, already I'm feeling empowered. So now it's the time we listen from them. Over to Rajat Rashmi ma'am. We are all eager to hear all of you.
Thank you so much. So first of all, I would like to thank the organizing committee, Shamanta and her team, for organizing this event. It's amazing to see you all guys here. Please give yourselves a big round of applause. Big. No, this is not big. So how many of you feel powerful today? We are in a powerful company, and we are going to talk about some very serious topics. Can I have my PPT, please? So I have a PPT with a little bit of statistics. We should start with the facts, right? some of the statistics that I have collected over my journey of the research on women empowerment, I have found that there are many things to be asked and desired. For example, 1/3 of women in this world suffer, you know what? Domestic violence. And that is regardless of the country that she lives in, that's regardless of the demography, the richest of the rich, that is regardless of the culture she comes from, that's regardless of every single thing you can imagine. You cannot say that because I'm in India, it's happening to me. It's happening to women in Sweden and America. And it is just as much happening to women in Rwanda, yeah, and lesser known countries. 1/3 of women, which means when 3 women are having a cup of tea, you know what to expect. We don't talk about it. We just keep quiet. You know, that's one of the statistics. There is another statistics of Harvard Business Review, which says that if all the women in the world, 100% of them, were to be empowered, the world's economy would grow by, hold your breath, 28 trillion.
Wow.
I can have a louder clap. 28 trillion. So they said that let's not be so optimistic. Let's look at the regional differences and all. We can't empower all women alike. Like, you know, women in US will be empowered more than women in Asia. So they divided the world into 5 regions. They said even then the world economy would grow by 12 trillion. India appeared to have grown by 1 trillion out of that 12. And our present government says 5 trillion economy. They have to do literally nothing to grow it by 1 trillion. Just empower the women across the country.
Yeah.
That's the fact we are looking at. We are looking at something called an invisible sex. You know, when we say mankind did this, where did this kind come from? Did they just come, drop, and all of a sudden women appeared from nowhere and started competing with them? No. You know, 50% of the globe is women when it comes to human. Yeah, it's the same with other animals, but let's stick to women in human women. I mean, human female. Yeah. So 50% of the globe is women, but 100% of humans are born out of what? We have 100% contribution to the world population. We have emotional population. 100% contribution to population by feeding them. By keeping them. Please don't take it as a ways, huh? Some men, they're very important. They're very important of part of this system. End of the day, when we see that the history says that women were considered to be the dominant sex in the past because men people didn't know how children come. They didn't understand how children come. They knew that women could create children. They didn't understand it, okay? So they thought men were jealous of women. But who were giving birth to these men who were getting jealous and depressed? We, right? We love them, right? So we started giving them power. We started making them feel good. Also, women by nature love only their children, not their husbands and their partners, okay? That's a nature. So this whole psychology has played in many ways. I will not get into the psychological aspect, that's not the subject of my research, but these are things we need to consider. That in the history of humankind, There hasn't been a time when women have not played a role in its growth and development. But every single time, the male historians have written only about the achievements of the men, the dominant men. What happened to the dominant women? It's not as if they did not perform, they just got forgotten. So much so that we forgot that we were the contributors of the entire 100% population even. We forget that, don't we? Yeah, no matter how much we talk about gender equality, it is unequal when it comes to giving birth.
Yes.
I'm sorry, we can't do anything about it. Yeah. We want to be equal. Do you guys want to take that burden? We have some scientists here, they will tell us how. Yeah. Okay, so since we have just a few men in this room, please give them a big round of applause. Okay, Imtiaz is not going to answer to me now. He's so upset. Yes. Yeah, Imtiaz is my very good friend. I teach EMBA courses here, and without him, I could not teach. Yeah. So from me, Imtiaz, a big round of applause. Okay, so my PPT is coming up. In the meantime, I want to thank these amazing ladies here who are going to present their thoughts about a very important issue today. Not because it was never raised before, because every generation of women have raised it. And today we are doing it. It just gets forgotten, you know. So, ma'am, I would like to open up to you guys to share a little bit about your journey up till now, as a woman, as a professional, and as great achievers. So I would like to start with none other than the rocket scientist. Now, being a woman is not rocket science. Yeah, but then if you have a rocket scientist to tell you, why not?
Very good morning, young ladies and some gentlemen here. Anyway, first of all, I want to thank the DSU for calling me here and sharing my experiences about what it is. And I have completed, first of all, happy Women's Day to all of you. Yesterday we celebrated it around. I completed 37 years in ISRO. Next year I will. This path is not so smooth. It's not like put with all petals of flowers. Doesn't come so easy, especially a women from science background and working in cutting edge technology. Not that easy. You have all the ups and downs, and you need to compete with the male counterpart who is always there with you. You have to beat in every sense, not only intelligence, patience, and working in 24 hours. First of all, the women, why we miss in science and technology is, first, initially, all of you will be joining, and with all NQ you will join, and your promotions, everything will be in time. Once you get married and your family, that is the stage what I have seen in my office, the progress is becoming slow. So the middle level managers are very less, unless they supported by their family, they are not able to cross the barrier. That is the glass ceiling there for them. From if you can break that, then you can come out. Even in space, I have seen not even one director in any of ISRO, one chairman in ISRO, not it. Because the number of women employees who are joined in ISRO is as late as maybe 82, 83, 1983. Once if they are there, and they need to complete at least minimum 25 years to come to a higher grade. That stage, because now the situations are different. Imagine 25, 30 years ago, how it was, there's no crush, no parents were ready to come to Bangalore to take care of the kids. because they live in village, they are happy with the village life. They didn't want to come, they didn't want to support. Fortunately, people like me were supported by my mother and my mother-in-law. In fact, I have to tell my mother-in-law also, I have a daughter. And still, with that, I'm able to do means, my own husband also has helped me. And the family has to support, first of all. If you want to be there, either I have seen older days scientists like Chatterjee and other people are not married, you know. Otherwise, they couldn't have survived. 1930s, a women becoming a scientist or an engineer was unheard of. But doctor or for not even sports, I can tell about a writer or a dancer or a singer. They were there in that field only. People were really becoming popular, not in science. This is becoming, now it is changing. The trend has changed now. Already we are 27% in ISRO, women employees, not at 33, but it will come surely, because now the persons, whomever is learning, I'm seeing their interest, and I want all your people to come there. We know where is the problem. We can solve it. It's not that it's not possible, because today's Women's Day topic itself is telling innovation, technology, and gender equality. You people can innovate how to make our life easier so that we can come up in life. That's what I wanted to tell today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Very, very inspiring, isn't it? I would now like to hand it over to another technocrat here. Yeah. Mrs. Pushpa Sarkar. Yeah.
Very good morning to all of you. And happy Women's Day, all days, not today or yesterday. So every day is your day. So whenever I see my faculty and your faculty, I wish them every day, that's their day. And I have much to say about myself because I did not have any difficult path to come up. I was privileged in the family of doctors. So I said, okay, fine, everybody is a doctor, my sisters, my brothers, my uncles, my cousins. So I said, okay, I'm going to be a doctor. It wasn't an ambition as such. It was just the flow that everybody is a doctor in the family. In the immediate first family, I think we have 35 doctors. So it's too much. Among them, maybe around 15 of us. Yeah. So, it was just a flow, you know, and it was an ambition as such. And it was I didn't have a difficult path, I was privileged as such. I heard once somebody speaking in a speech saying that behind every successful man, there's a woman. And they said, behind every unsuccessful man, there are two women. But behind every successful woman, there's a progressive man. Right? So when you say the successful man as a woman, every successful woman as a man or men behind. That was my family too. My father, my brothers, my uncle, all of them stood behind every woman in our family. That was a success story of our entire family, how each one of them were educated. But all the time when I moved up, we had a lot of confidence in me, and they said, there's nothing you can't achieve. That was given to us. So when I took on into administration at a very pretty young age, when I became a dean of a government medical college, it's not very easy. You have the entire hospital to look into, you have the government, you have the ministers visiting, you have the patients, from all walks of life. When the deaths happen, you know how it is. There'll be a strike, immediate strike, there'll be riots. To manage all that, you need guts. You need to manage with all that. And every occasion, all men seeing how gutsy, is not supporting. They just are watching you. So you have to prove double. You have to strive more hard to prove yourself. You should work double hard, So some man does it, you say, okay, fine, he's doing so fine. And a woman does it, oh, she's doing this because of that. She's got this support. That's why she did that. It goes on like that.
But I tell you, every single woman here, I tell you, you are powerful. And you don't want to look into anybody's opinion. I tell my faculty that when I address my faculty, I keep telling that, please don't look into anybody's opinion. You are a queen by yourself, right? I don't know, sometimes they say Swami Vivekananda, they just put up many times they say, because once Ratan Tata, they said this quote of yours, he said, I didn't quote that. Maybe they use my name, that's it. And as Swami Vivekananda also, we don't know, they said, why don't Indian women shake hands with men? They say in England, they said, you're queen. Does everybody shake hands with them? They said, no. So in India, every lady is a queen. So you cannot shake hands with an Indian lady. No, you cannot do that. So you have to respect them by doing a namaste and not a shake hand. And so on it goes. So I'm just telling you, each one is empowered. I know that many of you have that. There are obstacles. There are things. You have a mental barrier. That's it. You have a mental barrier. Any opinion of others has to hit that barrier and get back to them. It's their opinion. You need not, seek the approval of anybody, not even your husband, your children, anybody. You need to prove yourself, that's it. Don't seek the approval. Am I doing right? Am I looking good? Am I doing this? No. You are yourself. You are the best. Think I'm the best, I'm the power. You will definitely succeed in life. All the best to all of you. Thank you.
Do you love the speech she gave? Thank you for love. Okay, and now I would like to invite one of the most loved person in a college, the exam coordinator. Yeah, ma'am.
Good morning, everybody. It's nice to see colorful audience. Otherwise, it'd be mixed, half colorful and half very sober. So today it's all colorful. So talking about me, I grew up seeing my own mom. She was my inspiration because she was working those days. She retired as administrative officer of a government sector. So those days, I used to feel proud that my mom is working. All my friends used to look up to me because I have a working mother. So I used to feel really proud when I grew up looking up to her. And she used to be a bit rude to me sometimes, I felt, when I was small. Because she wanted me to be independent. She used to not pamper me. I used to feel, why are you not pampering me? I'm a girl. No, you should not be pampered. You should become very, very independent. So that's how I grew up. And coming to my education, it was by chance, not by choice. Ma'am, I wanted to become a doctor, but unfortunately I got, I cannot say unfortunately, but maybe I got a lesser CET ranking, so I could not move away from Bangalore. I got a very good engineering seat, but I didn't want to go because I wanted some field related to medical, so I opted pharmacy. So my father told me, wherever you are, you have to shine. So that was my, for like basic thing. So wherever I went, I got rank. That was my thing. So in GATE, PG GATE, I got first for all over Karnataka and 6th rank for all over India. Then later, when I started my career, all through my pharmacy, I wanted to become a scientist. But when I went to the first interview, I got into a pharmaceutical company R&D, but by then I had conceived. It was my own decision. I wanted to give more time for my child, so I moved for teaching profession, but I have no regrets at all. So teaching profession has led to my position now, which I'm very grateful, absolutely no regret. So wherever I'm here, it is because of all the family who has supported me throughout. My husband, mainly my mother-in-law and my children. I can say 2010, I registered my PhD and I completed in the year 2020. So many times I wanted to withdraw, but my son and the daughter are the ones who pushed me towards it. So I'm very thankful for my family who are always they're pushing me towards something or the other goals. Thank you all. Lovely speech. Please,
Okay, now I would like to invite this beautiful, colorful pink. Ruchi, please. Thanks, Rashmi. Before I share my story, how many of us here in this room have a dream? We are aware of our dream. Guys, raise your hands. We have a dream, we want to live it. And how many of us in this room want to run a business? Because I run a business just happy. Cool, all right. So, after hearing all these stories, my story is a mix. My story is a story of choices. It's a story of hard choices, actually. When I came out of my +2, I wanted to study psychology, and I did not get that as a subject. So all my friends were doing BCom or BA or arts or English literature, and I chose to not study. I come from a Marwadi business family in Kolkata. And in early 2000, being the eldest daughter in the house, and saying that I will not do a regular graduation wasn't taken with very happiness. Like, people were like, are you kidding me? My friends stopped talking to me, my family stopped talking to me. But education is important. I knew it. I knew that I need to study, but I knew that I don't need to study this. I need to study something else. Hence, I just went into an institute. I like that place. It was teaching graphic design. Graphic design at that time was not even a career. Today, there is degree for graphic design. When I joined graphic design, we were getting diploma. And when we asked people what would it lead to, people would say it would lead to advertising. And advertising at that time was a world of dirty business. My family was like, you will get into smoking, you will get into drinking, and your life will screw up, and you really want to do this. But the point is, one should be aware what you do and why you do. I went to that institute and I asked, whatever you teach me, what is it that I can do with it? And they told me, you can probably get on to virtual businesses. There is e-greeting cards. You can sit in your home in India, in Kolkata, and sell to the world. And that was the first dream that told me that world is my playground and let me explore it. That's how I got into graphic design. Cut to, I realized after winning my first competition in graphic design, I designed logo for the first restaurant bar in Eastern India. And I realized if I want to excel this profession, I should study this. I went into studying graphic design, diploma, advertising. I am making choices and I'm putting my choices in front of people around me, telling them what I want to do. When I got into that, I realized I need business. I need more projects. There is nobody who knows me, and there is nobody who knows me will support me. I used Orkut.com. That was the first social media platform that India ever had, right? When my friends were connecting with other peers or they were putting up pictures of themselves, I ended up putting my project pictures. I put up my designs. I got my first business partner from Orkut. I got my first vendor from Orkut. I got my first customer from. And from there, my journey started. But I was doing all of this way early, just out of school. I was freelancing. I started a business. I was hiring my batchmates. I was talking to customers who were 3x my age. I was working from 8 a.m. to 4 a.m. Of course, after 2 years, it was a burnout. I fell on my face. I did miserable mistakes. Coming from a business family, I was not able to talk about my mistakes to people. Come on, not real, isn't it? And then came my way a program from Goldman Sachs. It was a GSS 10K program, a program to educate 10,000 women entrepreneurs across the world. And at that time, ISB Hyderabad was their education partner. Wow. Sitting in front of ISB professors and learning business from them, I realized how about people like me who come from decently good family, can speak English, have access to internet, are running businesses, want to grow, but have no place to share. How am I to grow? How do I talk to people? Hey, how do you hire? What questions to ask for hiring? What kind of company registrations do you go for? What kind of business loans are you looking for? How are you acing your social media marketing? There's so many questions to ask, isn't it? I realized how about there is a system where people like me come and we talk to each other about our business successes and business problems. And that's how HEN came into picture. And all this while I've been running two businesses. One is my visual communication branding firm, now called Studio Red, and a community for women entrepreneurs called HEN, where women entrepreneurs who are running businesses come together to only learn, share, and support each other to grow and scale their businesses. So the leading was that. Thanks, Ruchi. So I'm also part of HEN, by the way. And that's where I met Ruchi, and he's an amazing leader, I have to tell you that. And I thought these claps were not enough. So I'd like to share a little about myself. I am a chartered accountant, and I was working in the traditional chartered accountant role first in consulting, then I was working in a corporate, thinking that consulting was taking 24/7, so Oracle corporate, it will take less of the burden, but it doesn't happen that way, right? I remember listening to an audiobook by Jack Welch. What's the name of the book? It's Winning, I believe. He says that there is only one thing, either work or life. There is no balance. He talks about it, right? And that's what started happening in my life. When I left my job, it was just for 1 year. Now it's been 9 years. Yeah. And that's when I realized that life doesn't work for women the way it works for men. Men can have it all. They can have a wife, children, vacations, and a stable career. But on the other hand, women can have either children or work, either home or work. So work always comes secondary. And by the way, aren't we adults after 18? Most of them don't have money even, you know. I had this friend who used to tell me that her husband made her to lose her job. Like, you know, she had applied for a job. She was an HR head, by the way, by the time she got married. He made her to apply in his company, did some natak with the HR in that company and told them she is going to move to some other city and all, and made them to not give her an offer. He made her spend all her savings. She was penniless within 2 years of marriage. And after that, she had to share even one packet of curd she bought. She had to share the bill of that with her husband. What kind of life is that for us? Such a powerful woman, HR head and all, and completely washed out. And I thought that I should do something about that. And that's when this powerful choices coach was born in me. And that's what I do now. I do what I do things to contribute to women in a way that tomorrow my daughter may not ask the same questions I asked one day. When I realized that work and life both are not meant for me. That's what I do. Thank you so much. So let's look at, can I have the PPT, please? Yeah, so let's look at, so breaking biases. I still remember asking my high school guidance teacher, and this is sometime in the 30s and 40s. Huh? She says that she wanted to take a second year in algebra, and they said, what kind of a good girl, a decent girl would want to take algebra rather than Latin or whatever it was. Yeah, Latin. Because good girls have to be, you know, good girls have to be prim, proper, not mathematician. Short at the back. These amazing women sitting, and even in front, yeah. I know amazing women sitting here. Like for example, Nisha is my friend, and I know the kind of achievements she has. I have my friend sitting here over there, an author. And I'm sure many more here who are authors and amazing women. Please don't shoot me, huh? These are not my words. Okay, so this is the percentage of women in senior management. Africa has the highest percentage, but probably because men in Africa don't like to study. Yeah. look at Asia Pacific, it's down to 28%. In fact, we were discussing this, right, Shamanta? In the morning, we were discussing it, that how has Indian women's participation in top leadership dropped? It has actually dropped. It used to be 30%. Look at this. This is just the Asia Pac. India, the percentage of women in management is only 10%. Just 10%. Which means there is a word which begins with O, followed by a P. What is that?
Opportunity.
Very good, very good. That's opportunity for each one of you. Yeah. So, this is the STEM gap. Now, in biological sciences, fortunately, it is much higher, 46%. But then remember, 61% of people in the globe are women. Higher than 50%. So, as per the UN data, it's about 51 point something. It goes up to 50 point something. It keeps going up and down because we kill most of the female, right? In the villages, we kill them. I mean, I'm laughing about it, but that's what happens. That's why it's 50. Otherwise, the nature has designed us such that there will be more women than men. That's how biologically we are designed, ma'am. Isn't it true?
No.
It's 50% only because we perform female infanticide or feticide. Yeah, so biological scientists, 46% is good. Chemists, 40% is good. Computer and mathematics, 25. We are talking about STEM, right? So computer and mathematics appears on top of STEM. And then engineers and architects, even less. A lot of research has shown that it has to do with women's own women's perception by society. So let's hear our experts. And I would like to start this one with you, ma'am, Kalpana ma'am, because she has achieved excellence and already she shared how few women are there in this room. So let's hear.
STEM anyway, you people know science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. All these four fields are required for space science. One is called heavy work. And all experts in all the fields, one problem what we face in our schooling, if people, mainly science and maths are connected. Chemistry and biology is okay, somewhere something we can make and we can study. Science is pure, people will not understand the concept, how it is coming. So somewhere nowadays people are just by-wording the things and writing reports. Olden days, the mathematics, especially the tables itself, is taught in the school in such a way that you will remember even today. Nowadays, things are not like that. Somewhere when you are not good in your fundamentals, it's very difficult to succeed, especially STEM. And the school, and I'm seeing the colleges also, the education wise, a good teacher should be there in all the communities. If as one teacher in one subject, if they are able to do fundamental research and fundamentally people can understand, and if they teach, we will get very good engineers. Because that is missing or lacking nowadays, because the life is like fast moving life. It's not that it is very slow. People are not having time to, why this has come, how, why these people, why, what for it is that, why, what, when, where, questions we are not asking. If you have asked, you would have learned properly. We are not asking. Somebody is telling something, okay, this is the way it runs. But when you come to a workplace like us, where we cannot make mistake in my design, it all boils to that. If I make one mistake, the whole system fails and it gives a inferiority complex in you and you cannot come up. And these defects, why it comes? Because you are not knowing the subject. If I know the subject, even though if they are not teaching, now the full world is in your hand. When we studied it, it's not the case. We have to refer the books, we have to talk to the teachers, what is that, why it is coming, and we have to discuss among friends. I studied in a hostel, and day scholars used to come to the hostel because not enough books to share or enough books to buy those days. Now everything is available in your mobile or in your laptop. Those days we share and we discuss, and it is the teamwork. Actually, any work individually I cannot do. If you do, it is like a black box. Some input you are doing, some output. You don't know what you are doing, where it goes. But in my field, what I am getting, where it is going, who is going to use it, everything I know. So I have to understand the whole system, and it is not depending upon me alone. I have to take the input from somebody, I have to give my output to somebody, somebody has to use it, everybody has to work in a closed loop. So this calls for a science person and a technically different areas like our field, not only electronics and communication. I need a computer scientist, I need a dynamics fellow, I need a vision analyst, and a mathematics orbit analysis person. All of us have to work together as a team. Then only this full rocket technology is possible. Otherwise, it's not at all easy. Big and problem here is in our computers or laptop, if failure happens, I can repair, I can take it back, repair it. But the field where we work, repairs are not allowed. Risks are very, very critical and it's critically analyzed. It should work 100%. So that I can tell proudly the design what I have done in INSAT, first satellite of our indigenous satellites, more than 50 packages are flown. I have not got any problem till date. It all comes because we had enough time to do the design. Now the world is moving faster and people want to earn more. Okay, if I finish this project, next project I will get. If I can finish it within 3 months, only I will get my increments. So that is the way IT company works, not in ISRO. ISRO works based on the particular project, and the particular project, once it goes, it has to work for 15 years. The design what I do, it has to work for 15 years as long as the fuel in the spacecraft is there to control. That till that time it has to work. That means what? Reliable products you have to make. When it is reliability is coming into picture, everything you have to do from test on ground and then only you can fly it. So the technology what we call here is equally important. I am not the expert in all the fields, but I need to discuss with the person who is the expert in that field, then how I have to implement in my things. And regularly you need to update your knowledge because what I studied 25-30 years, the technology is growing exponentially. I have to keep connected with the technology. That is also very much required. And parallelly, I need to update my career wise qualification also. But as a woman, I myself felt it was very difficult for me to do both. I'm not able to concentrate, so still I am only a beach engineer. So I wanted to study after my retirement somewhere. So I'm going to be thinking not to study, but then going technology or something else. Because even working for 37 or 31 more year, I'll be working 38 years in technology. Anyway, parallelly, whatever I know, I'm communicating to the schools and colleges. But still, that work will continue. But for myself, my inner satisfaction, I wanted to study more. So keep studying, keep updating yourself.
Thank you, ma'am. So, ma'am is basically trying to say that there is a lot of risk involved in a STEM job. And that's where I guess women are not measuring up
Maybe, but
in the minds of people,
my
not
minds only it is.
in action. You can just come this way, please,
Yeah,
because they can't see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, just turn around. Yeah, that would be, thank you so much. So, ma'am, that's what she's telling about the challenge in STEM. And a lot of it is perception, and we are going to cover that a little later. May I open this up to the other panelists, please?
What I
Yes.
feel is that, when you're talking about the statistics,
We are talking about the statistics.
we have, see, from the engineering SOU, you have so many of them, all of them talented, and things are changing. The only thing is what I advise to all the mothers is that start young with your kids. Suppose now you have all the gadgets for all the children thanks to COVID now, though, even your online teaching and things like that.
When you give your mobile phone or your iPad to your kids, see what they're watching. Our girls start watching all cartoons. The mothers also do that. See the boys, what do? They play video games, right? They know how to control, they know what to do, they know where to fire, when to do that. So catch them young. Instill that in your girls from the very young age of this STEM campaign, then you see how they flourish. It is up to you people when you inculcate that into the girls and make them part of everything. Now we don't have anything for boys, for girls, no. So try putting that into the girls of what they need to do from very young. So then they'll start that, thinking out of the box, analyzing, coming to a consensus, make them a part of everything in the household, maybe a decision making, maybe anything for that matter. Ask them, involve the girls into that. So that is when they become confident, thinking, analyzing, and definitely that cognitive skill, once they develop, they'll get STEM is nothing, for girls, we should not. And next time I really congratulate Shamantha and her team for organizing this. But whenever I was invited as a chief guest or somewhere for Women's Day, I would request men to be there. I always request, particularly when I go to colleges. When I go to colleges to address these girl students, I always requested them that boys need to be there. Because we want to know the boys, what the girls are thinking, what is happening here, they should be aware of that. So I always wanted the men or the girls, and boys, especially in colleges, to be present in the celebrations, to be a part of it. So, see, immediately when she said, oh, followed by P, it was huge watching this there. That's how we think and do things like that. So, it's too much in the girls' head, in the women's head. Too many multitasking as we do, multi-thinking also there, it's been running. So, we need to fine tune that.
Thank you, ma'am. I can share. So in the world of business, what I've seen, right? We've had, some institutes reach out to us in past and say, there are lots of research going on. Why is it that women are not showing up in the field of STEM? Be it engineering, be it, scientists, chemists, all these professions written here. And as a community, we spent some time to do some research. The learning that came out was that there are a lot of women studying the subject, and they kind of get into jobs or pick up business perspective around it. However, there seems to be a problem with continuity. So the question on the table was, why is it that there is a continuity problem for women? To which an easy answer was, is it the various stages that a woman undergoes, for example, marriage, childhood, so easy. And of course, these are very difficult ones. As women, we all have gone through that. Some of us have gone through, some of us will go, right? You change city, you change family, or with a child, it's quite a hard job, 24-hour job. But the deal is, why are we giving up? Why are we choosing to not live our dream? If we did spend some time studying a subject, or if we wanted to pursue a career, why is it that we sometimes say it's okay to let go? Now, to which there was another study that said, as girls, most of us in our houses, we're kind of given that upbringing, take care of your family first. And rarely we are told, at least in my lifetime, my mother did tell me take care of your dreams, but she kept telling me take care of your family. When I was getting married, my in-laws gave me the first message was, don't go so far ahead in your life that your husband is behind. Make sure that you go walk hand in hand. To which my answer was, why is it only my responsibility? It should be the two of us. Luckily, I have a husband who puts in hand with me and we walk together, but this is where the problem is. So the learning was, as women, can we make that choice? This is like Rashmi's subject. I'll constantly keep talking about choices. But the main problem that we are facing here, and the only answer that I kind of devise is, as women, can we sit down with ourselves and make that statement to ourselves, and also in our generation and to our siblings and our sisters and brothers also, can we put that out?
that it is about making a choice and there is a trade-off. You can slow down your career, but you don't need to quit it. Like ma'am said, she chose to take up teaching instead of pharmacy because she wanted to give time to her children, but she did not quit. If that quit does not happen, this numbers may change. What do you say? Yeah.
I have a point here to say, as madam said, each one of us are learned here and definitely will inculcate to our kids, definitely. If we have daughters, definitely will inculcate such things into our daughters, but we should also here make a point, we should stretch outside. Like, for example, I have a maid servant. She has a son and a daughter. She chose to educate only her son, saying that daughter is anyway getting married. Then I said, why? She got 60% in her SSLC without tuitions, without anything. I said, she's very, smart. So I extended the support and I educated her. Now she's pursuing her BSc in computer science. She got better marks than her brother. So like that, we should extend our hand to, ignorant people. We should tell them, yes, daughters also can do. Daughters also can do. We should extend our knowledge to the rural areas. We should educate the rural women. We should empower them. We should teach them digitally they should become fluent. They should see what is happening globally. They should come to know what is happening globally so that they'll educate their daughters.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Do you know there is a research which says that when there is a flood in Bangladesh, more women die than men? Could you tell me why? There's a logical reason for it. Could you think? Yes.
Probably women wanted to save their children and the family, that's why.
No, it's even simpler. It's even simpler and it's even more shameful. This is like grand thing, right? Saving children. Yes, ma'am.
The nutrition, what they feed.
No,
and plus
it's
the
even simpler. You imagine how simple the answer is. Do you know that there is a stigma? They don't teach their girls to swim or climb trees. In Bangladesh, if you were a girl and you were swimming in the village or you climbed trees, you would be called a loose character. So when the flood comes, who is the sitting duck? Yes. This is the world we live in. So when you said, ma'am, that this maid, it was not giving education to her daughter, this is exactly what is happening in this world. We say that women should compete. College or school, even what? Who gets the right to choose yardsticks for competition? So thank you, ma'am, for picking it up. Anita, ma'am, it's a very, very touchy topic, and I believe let's say 1/4 of women in the world are working, are independent. Then we have responsibility towards 3 women at least. Like what ma'am actually invited us to do, make 3 women independent.
Yes. That's a good one.
Yeah. Go look for 3 women who need your help. Make them independent and you have done your job. 100%. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to our next question with that. I think the next question is also covered up in the same question because everybody answered about STEM as well as other careers. Right, so I won't go to the next question as such. That was that besides STEM, what's happening to women in other careers. But here is something called the great breakup. A lot of women are leaving their jobs in companies these days. In fact, there is a trend of great resignation going on, but there is a greater number of women who are leaving their jobs. And they are actually, the problem with that is that if you keep quitting your job, you can't get to the highest level in the company. You can't, right? So they have fewer and fewer women leaders. So while today we talk about women leaders, women CEOs, 20 years later, if this is what is going to be the trend, then we'll have fewer and fewer women in that competition for top leadership. And our daughters will be again struggling with what our mothers were struggling with. You get that? And see, if you are not in power, you can't speak for other women. That's why most countries have been talking about 33% representation. It is not a blind way to support women. This is needed. If you are unrepresented, people will not talk about your needs. And there are many research. I could just go on and on, but I won't. Let's go to our next question. Yeah. Personal branding. Okay, so personal branding is something which is very, very important. How many of you agree with that? Yes, brands, women, and you know that women are branded. So let's talk about branding, personal branding and the branding of women. And I will open it up to Ruchi to start.
Thanks, Raju, for the question. Personal branding on career. So how many of you think personal branding is important for career? Be it business or be it job. Do you think you need to brand yourself even to get a good job? Okay, so are you guys doing anything about it? You are? What are you doing about it? You want to share? Quickly, let's make it interactive.
Yes, ma'am. I'm a physiotherapist, working since I think I have five years of experience, 9 in clinical and 4 in academic. And continuously we have to brand, be it research or be it what I have studied in the class where I'm teaching or be it with the clinic where I'm working. I have to tell that this is a new technique. I have to do it. And this can be done only by a physiotherapist. So every time, each and every day, every movement, we have to tell that we are a physio to keep them that in the brain that there is something known as physiotherapy, which is working hard.
Okay. So you're doing, so everybody heard what you said? That's amazing. But what you're telling me is, as a physiotherapist, you're telling your patients, your students, your people, what is new and making sure that they understand that you know your subject. Anybody else is doing anything?
Personal branding.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's take this further. Yeah? Branding is not about just the people that we know. It's about people who don't know us should know us. So Rajan gave two things. She said personal branding for career and personal branding for women. Basically, the point is when people think of us as people or when they think of us as tribe, what's the impression they're getting? And this will only happen when we put forward our choices. I am sorry to bring this word again and again and again and again, but that is all that life is. It is about the choices that we make. So my question to you is how many of you do you have? Because we're talking about professionalism, I'll start with LinkedIn. The easiest tool, one tool that all of us have on our phones. No payment required. Absolutely free of cost. The only investment needed is our time and courage to express ourselves. How does it start? It starts by putting out ourselves out there, which means, are we acknowledging all the work that we are doing, all the experience that we bring to the table? Now that experience could be our educational experience. That experience also means all the CSR, NGO-based work that we do, all the support that we give to people around, all the science, the learning, the experience we have in our life. Do we go out and share it? Why do you need to share it? You know? The question is, why should I talk about it? Why should strangers know about my views? Many a times, how many of you question this? Anybody here? Nobody questions this? We have very insightful. You question this now? Some of you. Yes. Okay, thanks. So we have some people who question. So the point is, the reason we need to do this because that's how differentiator happens. Why should I choose two people with the same degree, same gender? I still have to make a choice. How do I make that choice? This is what branding is, and this is what branding of self and branding of tribe is, which means today I am talking to you. I am Ruchi. I am talking to you about choices, but when I talk about my tribe, which is my hand, my community of women entrepreneurs, you will reflect about them through my words because you haven't met them, isn't it? Agree, not agree, guys? Do you think branding is happening here?
Yes.
You haven't seen me on LinkedIn. You haven't seen me anywhere else. You've seen me only here. But here is how branding is happening. For me and for my community, my work, my family, the community, the place that I belong to. This is all that branding is. The only one thing one needs to know, it starts with ourselves. We need to sit in our rooms, ask ourselves, what do I stand for? Gather the courage to put that out and express it. Rather, that help you.
Yes, it does. And ma'am, why don't you all share three things you have done to build your personal brand at your workspace?
What I wanted to tell was, ISRO's name was not known before Chandrayaan-1 was launched. Once it was launched, what is India is doing is known to some people, at least throughout India. And Mangalyaan, once it was launched, it was known to the world. Though we had our own TV, advertisement, everything was there, but it was not, we have never broadcasted or told ourselves that we are doing such work. Once we landed directly in Mars, the first attempt, everybody was looking at us. So that is what it is actually, though we have delayed the technology, what we are getting today here, already people have done long ago, but still, the first attempt, what we have done, that was the name trust. Everybody got attracted. And when Chandrayaan-2, people were looking at, first time we are going to land. So the whole India watched, not only India, throughout the world, people were watching whether we will get attempted, the first attempt itself, whether we will land. So this is what is called, it's again a branding only, it's one way of branding ourselves. ISRO. The other way is, what I am doing today is, why I accepted this invitation was, I wanted to showcase what ISRO is doing to you people. See, today it is maybe 50 or 60 people here. You will go and tell somebody in your group or somebody, and from that somebody it will get multiplied always. That is what I wanted to tell. This here, an engineer who is working in some field, he is doing something. You might not have listened what I am really doing. It's not required. But in ISRO, a woman can do wonders. That's what I wanted to tell you people. But I'm also doing it for schools and colleges. In fact, some of the MNC company people also ask me what you are doing in ISRO, and our own committee, like apartment itself, I gave a lecture what we are doing. So that is what called branding ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah, self-branding, I can say, a simple thing as a woman. When I gave an interview here in Dayanand Sagar in University for controller of examination or registered evaluation post, the first question was asked was, your academic records are good, why don't you get on to teaching line? Why do you want administrative post? I said, sir, I am capable, I'll do it. He was telling, no, this is very risky. The person who was interviewing, it's very risky, you have to stay back the late hours. I don't think so a lady can do it. I said, why not, sir? I can do it because I have done that at Rajiv Gandhi University, sir. When I could give the results in time for 665 colleges at RGHS on time. Why not for Dayanand Sagar University was my answer. So he didn't have any questions. He said, okay. So that's how we should self-brand. And I know always when we are, climbing up the ladder, there are more number of obstacles, which I have seen through my life. And I think with our self-confidence, we should cross all the barriers and come up.
Be fearless. Yeah, amazing. So, that dialogue, Pushpa, I hate tears. So, what did Pushpa say? She said, I don't produce tears, I cause tears. Over to you, Nami.
Thank you so much. And Gopathan, you're right. I have done this. I have done this. Yeah. Very men. Yeah. But anyway, about this branding, that's to be on the serious note about this branding, I think.
you're good in your work, okay, you're good in your work. And you have the integrity, you have the honesty, you can face anything. So when you do that, branding happens by itself. You need not say things. Like, as I was telling you, when I was dealing with Medical College, the work I did for the public, I can go on and on, what I did for the public. That's why when I was a professor HOD there, when I went there, we wanted to do so many things. We need to do that, this, and we would tell the particular director, I said, "No, the government is not cooperating, madam, we can't get funds." It's very difficult to talk to the minister and things like that. So I was always, if I sit in this chair, maybe I can do it. So when I got an opportunity, they said, "You're too young, you still have so much of service, and you can't be dean for so many years. Can you do it?" I said, "Let me try this." And I took it, and I succeeded. I succeeded, I tell you. In Vidhan Sauda, to give a feedback, government had only 4 government medical colleges in Karnataka for many, many years. This year it's 100th year for the alumni Mysore Medical College. So for many years, as 2006, there were only 4 government medical colleges, and always there was a fight between the government and the private for seat sharing, and also for fee fixing also. And many students would not get seat because of this fees as well as seat sharing. And most private institutions were owned by very powerful people. So government thought in 2004-5, why shouldn't we start more medical institutions? That's why they started off with Delhi District Hospital around 6. They wanted in 2006. Then again, now we have around 17 medical colleges in Karnataka. And because of this, government could not do it. So they made every institution an autonomous institution. The dean of the medical college is a very powerful post because we come directly under the principal secretary. Right? You have this is the 3rd position. You have the minister, medical education. Below him is IAS officer, additional chief secretary or the principal secretary. Then comes the dean. You report directly to the dean. So it's a very powerful post because you have your financial powers, you have recruiting powers and policy decisions, everything. So at Vidhan Sauda, when they called for a meeting, we had directors coming in from, all of you must be knowing Dr. Manjuna, a very powerful man from Jaydeva, and Indira Gandhi, Kidwai, all directors would come. I was the only lady there, the youngest of all. And I don't watch the opinions like that. There will be, many times, how politicians are, like the ministers, like sometimes they just cannot do or something like that. So what, the men would be scared to voice their opinion. Whatever ministers, they would talk later. What the ministers said that, this and things like that. What are these people talking, these IAS officers and nonsense and things like that. But they wouldn't opine there and say, no, this is not going to be done. Like they're talking about some bridge course and things like that. So I would opine. Okay, fine, this is it. If at all it's fine. This is my opinion. I want to bring it out. I'm on there for a purpose. So if you do that, finding occurs by itself. You need not keep talking about yourself. It occurs by itself. Even today when I go to Vidhan Sauda there, people recognize me. It's not that I don't have a thing there. And journey in Rajiv Gandhi was much better actually, because I exposed to more faculty. Earlier it was only medical. Over there, we all the health sciences. We talk about Unani, I can talk about it. It was a passion. So once you should always get out of your comfort zone. I tell you that is branding. Get out of your comfort zone. Go to your comfort zone, meet people. That's why I will be telling. Again, one of the health science college where I'm talking with, they're saying we'll go on terms for conferences. I said, you cancel classes, I don't mind. I said, I'm permitting you. How many of you want to go attend? Go attend and present papers. I said, I don't mind if you cancel the class. So don't lose that opportunity. One of the lady was saying, I won't get opportunity because recently I attended. I said, no, I wanted to go and she got the best paper I wanted. Went in. So, you should not want that opportunity. You can say you can go now, the other person can go. No, you just go out. And for example, I'm very proud to say, our College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, we have a very young, energetic staff from here. They've come, the great scientists here. We published around 22 patents from last year till now. So that is not an achievement. 22 patents. we started from last, I think, April, May was first patent, then till now it is 22 patents from College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, DSU. And, we keep saying that. And recently our physiotherapy institution also they conducted a conference. So succeeded, very first conference. I think the institution is 20 years old. Because all the other physiotherapy colleges in Bangalore, they get together 5 or 6 because the strength is only 12 to 14 staff in each physiotherapy college. That's Rajagani University, anyway, whatever. So they get together, but in our institution, I said, okay, we go ahead, do it. And Dr. Satya is here, the credit goes to her. And we went ahead with her team, she did it, and she explored, she went everywhere. So people knew, okay, then I was doing this. The personal events invited, we had to stop the registrations because the hall won't hold. Pre-conference workshop, we had to stop the registrations. And so many publications, so many of them came. And we provided platform for startups. See, they came to know about us, we came to know about them. So we already have 3 or 4 MOUs with them. That's again branding, like, telling them, see, this is what we are doing here. And then they go tell, such and such thing is happening. Even with pharmacy work. So now, across Bangalore, everybody knows what from the College of Pharmacy is doing. They're doing such a great thing. So you need not really publicize that, but keep doing and see that you have the correct connectivity where you put it across. So one is personal branding, second is branding your institution or your profession.
When people like Pushpaji says that your word should, can I go down here? Yes. So your work should speak for you. Look at her. When she stands up, she is visible. Now, that is where coaches come in. Have a personal coach who can drive you, guide you to create a brand. Like none. I mean, the first thing I noticed about her was she's simply like like fire.
By the fire.
Yes. She may not need her brand to speak by speaking. She may not need to create. Some of us need. So both the techniques need to work. Yeah. Never get carried away by what worked for others. It may not work for you. But thank you so much, Pushpaji, because thank you for bringing that up. But then you are really powerful. You have to understand that.
Thank you.
I mean,
so much. Yeah.
People get floored by just looking at you.
Thank you.
So, thank you so much for sharing that. And now let's move on to. So I'm going to cut off a few questions because I want to end this in time.
Yeah. You can ask their opinion. You can ask any of them.
Yes. So, cyberbullying is one of the topics we wanted to cover. Now, how many of you have been trolled on internet? Okay. Yes, I am also putting my hand up, and there's one more person here. What about you, ma'am? So quickly in 5 points, Ruchi, could you share what happened and how did you address it? Yeah.
So, like everybody now knows that we run a community for women entrepreneurs. And on our pages on social media, it's all about women entrepreneurs. But for some reason, I think some men in this world only understood that we are a page for only women. So there was a time, and especially it actually happened around Women's Day, very strangely, a few years back. Night, I think it was 12 midnight, and I started getting some calls. So first call, I said it's a wrong number, I cut it down. Another time, same person, and they were calling me from different numbers. Why this happened? Because second time they called, I blocked the number. Again, a call came from another number. Again, I blocked the number. Then the call came from another number. I blocked that number. And then I went on to my page, and there were some people who were leaving some bad remarks over there. It just happened in a span of 20 minutes. I woke my husband and I told him, look, I'm getting some shitty calls and this is what's happening on my page. I need to do something. I cannot handle social media page because we're a community. I cannot just shut the page down. So I let the page be, but I switch my phone off. I thought life will get normal. Second day, midday, afternoon, 2 o'clock, I got again those calls. And again from different numbers. And that time I was driving. And this continued with me for some days together. Now the problem was I was not able to talk to the gentleman on the other end because that person seemed like he was from Bihar and his language was not something that I could deal with. So that was my problem one. The other time that we were told was there were some people who logged on to our pages and they picked up our member details from our pages and they started trolling them. And for some reason, they told one or two of them that they got details from Hen and they circled back to us. Now it's a very strange place, right? It is social media marketing. We are the only social media company, we're a virtual company. And all the details that we have on our pages, not just on our page, it is on all our members' website pages also. But some people chose us. Do I have a solution to this? I genuinely don't know. Even today, I don't. Because for some days, for 2 months, we kind of stopped tagging our members. One thing that we do is we give wrong tags. We don't give direct numbers. We don't give direct websites. We do things like this. But are we in a nation where we can voice this out and really make a scene around it? I don't know. The maximum that I could do was just block those numbers, save my members. On our community, our member database is very secure. That's something that we've done. We don't let that data out. But on social media pages, this is a continuous problem that I see.
Thanks, Ruchi. Would you like to share what was your incident?
I'm a faculty. Apparently, some student got hold of my photo. They mocked it on a banner and they put a caption saying, "She thinks she is." And wrote a Queen of England picture.
Oh.
So, I don't know if I had to take it positively, I should have said, okay, I'm the Queen of England. But I felt that was not necessary because it was not something that my profile is not open. So clearly somebody who has followed me has picked up my picture and put it up there. Like ma'am said, I tried requesting the admin to take it down. And the response I got was, we thought you would be a good sport to take it up. So I said, it's okay, even if you think I'm not a good sport, it's fine. Please take it down. I had to ask 2 or 3 other people to message that person because they clearly blocked me. Finally, I got through someone that who was the admin. I confronted that person, but the person did not admit. But my post was taken down, so my problem was kind of solved. But I've seen pictures still of somebody else being trolled like that. Like ma'am said, we're helpless. We don't have a solution because we don't go beyond blocking the person and asking for cyber police or law, going for law.
Thank you so much. So basically what I've seen celebrities say is that trolling is very common. Don't take it to heart. That's one thing that celebrities say because celebrities are like trolled like crazy, right? Sometimes they get death threats and also rape threats. It doesn't make sense. I mean, why would women be trolled? If you look at that data there, that's a OECD data. Girls are trolled more than boys. Those dots that you see there, that's the boys being trolled, and girls curve always goes up. Yeah, some of the trolling that is done. Can you change the thing for me? It's not actually now. These are the forms of harassment, the appearance, academic reasons for cyberbullying. People will put a picture and they look so funny and things like that. Now, my feeling is that certain bullying you can just let go. And certain you have to report and take action on. There is no answer.
But the need is you just express it. You know,
Yes.
like don't keep it to yourself. Like we never kept it to ourselves. We went all out. And we made it a point in our community. We made it a point in our tribe to tell people that this happened. This is how we tell. And when I was getting calls, I was not shying away. I did make a point that I speak to that person and then I say I'm blocking you and I block. And I was very ready in my head that if this continued for the fourth, for the fifth day, I would have taken a legal action around it. And I did make sure that I told people in my circle, like my family, to be aware that this is the next step that I'm heading to. So it wasn't, I would not say that, just think that we can do nothing. But be mindful of your steps and have courage to do that if needed.
Thank you. And the research shows that the psychological impact on women being cyberbullied is that they feel powerless, they are not able to sleep, and they develop lower self-esteem. Is it worth it?
No.
For some jerk who doesn't care for you, it's not worth it. Your self-esteem should not go down because the person who's doing it to you has no self-esteem. Yes, ma'am.
I think as of now, what I came to know as per my personal experience, in our society, still men are unable to digest that, women are doing everything for herself. So this is the very big issue in their mentality.
Yes.
Like I'm a single from last 15 years, I'm doing everything for myself, but some men they are unable to digest it. How she can do everything by her all alone? How I can disturb her mentally? So this is the main issue in the society. So many a times when I was young, I have to hide it that I am a single. But now I have decided I am not going to hide this at all. I have chosen it. It is not like that I have not found anyone, because I have chosen this
Awesome.
for myself.
Hats off to you. Is all of us.
Yeah.
Add to what she said.
Yeah.
Actually, I am also a single person, but we want to be
Single woman, please,
Yeah.
don't be shy about saying
What
that.
I feel is just saying that I don't want any support, so I am single. Rather than that, if we have our kids, we should make them realize that my son, he says, when I asked him, you did wish me on Women's Day, he said, I see you a masculine character, so I didn't wish you.
Awesome. Awesome. You summed everything up in this one sentence. So we don't, and these are the countries' cyberbullying data. India has one of the highest reported instances of cyberbullying. It's not as if other countries don't have cyberbullying, maybe the reporting is less. Yeah. Also, we have Indian sensitivity is different. Yeah. And okay. And so this is the cyberbullying awareness. And if you see, India is somewhere towards the top, but not on the top. So we all need to make our girls aware of cyberbullying. We need to talk about it. We need to talk about it openly. If somebody has called you whatever F word, S word, whatever word has been used, one of the things I do, I will go to that person and say, so you called me a SLUT? These people, they are very, very insecure. They do not think that you will go and confront them. Please go ahead. Thank you, ma'am. Everybody is shaking head. Yes, you can do that. Okay, let's go to the next serious topic, a very serious one, and I would like ma'am you to start this. Gender pay gap is a major issue. Ma'am, can I have my please? So if you look at it, the data has not changed in last 20 years. 82% is what women earn versus men, and earlier it was 80%. So let ma'am explain.
Yes, I do feel this is very true, because right from the start of the career, right from the recruiters, I don't know why, they feel they have the women is less, actually less, whatever, compared to men. So they give the salary itself, they fix the salary itself at a lower level, I don't know. But there are, and over the years, as we proceed in our career, we also have certain, limitations like we have family, unlike men. We have family, we have to bring up our children. But to overcome all this, I think the first thing that stereotypical, thinking of them or the mindset of the leaders existing should change. They should offer the same pay slip or a pay package for both the people, whether it is a boy or a girl, they should offer the same pay package. As we go through, when we take a break, definitely we should take a break. My feeling is we should take a break when we have our children because we have to give them our utmost to them, I feel, because we have to produce good citizens in future. In my perspective, we should give, and also our counterparts also should think, and they should also give their utmost to their children. That is number one. And when we take this break and we come back, we should not feel less competent, though we are competent. We should not feel that. And there should be some refreshing courses or programs to bring us back to the same pace. We should also take some, part-time courses or online courses during our break to keep the pace with our contemporaries. And when we come back, our leaders should take us in the same spirit because we have not lost anything. They have not lost anything. So this is one thing, and one more aspect what I have seen is, you might have heard about Queen Bee syndrome. Have you heard of? I'm talking about the women leaders suppressing the upcoming princes. That is what is called as Queen Bee syndrome. So the women boss, whoever is this, she doesn't want her subordinate to grow up faster. She wants her subordinate to go through the same struggle what she went through. No, that is not right. That is not at all right. She must have gone through struggles, but she doesn't. She should support her subordinate and she should say, no, you have to prove your competence, and this is the ladder, this is how we should climb. She should be very, very supportive. So these are the things. And also you all know, we women are multitasking, and we women can work under different stress and pressure, and we women can, we can easily judge the emotions, egos better than men. So we are better than men in all ways. So we should feel competent enough. We should feel confident enough to, first of all, we should feel confident and climb up the ladder. What I have always seen is throughout my life, 10th results, PU results, degree results, we see always girls outbeat the boys, isn't it? Recent convocation also, you have heard me that girls have bagged more number of ranks. But what happens through the career? Through the career, what happens? We see more and more number of men raising climbing up the ladder faster. But we should reverse down the process. I hope many of these, teachers would come up to the post of registrar, vice chancellor, teaching them.
What Madam is trying to say is you have to persevere, but one more thing you have to learn. You have to learn to negotiate. Yes. Yeah. Ma'am, I would like to hear from you because you have climbed the ladders.
I also agree with her. We women, we are really emotionally attached. First, come family, and especially if you are a mother, first time mother, you are emotionally attached to our child first. That time, nothing in the world matters except that baby. That is what is there in our mind. Okay, so what is happening? It will be there, but somewhere you have to break that. Otherwise, you are not able to come up. Even in ISRO, previously the childcare maternity leave was only for 3 months. So if they are not joining immediately after 3 months, mainly problem is with their promotions. Then what will happen? First child, anyway, they have not got the promotion. Anyway, after 3 or 4 years, once again, one more second child. Then second promotion also, already 2 promotions he didn't get in time. So what happened in that process, ours is once in 3 years is a promotion. And if we take it, 6 months, 6 years are gone. That 6 years, who is co with her who has joined her maid, he has gone to levels of. What happened? That itself will be their only problem. And people will be keep looking at that one only. She didn't work, that's why she didn't get. So now the things are changing. Now the government itself is realizing, as a women, we are the only people who can produce. So this is not, it's a nature thing. For a nature thing, how we can not give leave for them. So government has come now, it is given 6 months is the maternity leave. I heard Tamil Nadu has given 1 year maternity leave. So we are trying to help us nowadays. And even in our office, it is 2 years you can take childcare leave. Now, what we have, even in the promotion things also, the number of days leave taken, maternity is not considered for your promotion. So these are all the things they are trying to help women to be there, because they are also seeing why they are really not able to come up. So they have also seen these are all the cases, and the laws are trying to get changed. And the other problem, what I am telling was, earlier there was no crush. Now each and every office, they are trying to provide crush. Or they are providing some facility where you can go and feed your kid and come back. So that facilities a lot are there. Try to use all those things, not only that. Now technology has grown so much. I can do some things from home. Still I will attend my office. Be good in the office works that I will do this work at home and I'll come back to office next day. So you are taking care of your kid emotionally as well as being with the kid, and then you are coming back to office to continue your work. So that type of things are there nowadays. So we have to understand, utilize that. And suppose if the kid is really not us, nowadays, main problem with all of you are, you people are not taking care of your health first. If you are taking care of your health, your child will be healthy. If that is healthy, you can leave it with your nanny and you can come to office. Because she is also not good and she needs your support, so you are forced to stay in the house. So please change yourself. But you be strong and courage and take yourself. Your health is first priority. Always, I heard even in our yesterday's thing also, mothers will feed everybody and you will eat last. Don't do that. Okay? If I am strong only, I can take care of my family. Okay? First thing is change all those golden days habits. We are all modern women. We know what we are doing. Just by eating first, I am not keeping food for others. No, I have food enough. That is first thing. Second one is, wait, I should only cook every day. Take your child, whether it's a girl or boy, both should do equal work. Why can't they clean the vessels? They can do. That is what now you are the people who are going to change the world. Let the men also share everything. But he cannot change the nappy or what? He also should do. He also should take leave and take care of the baby. See what is happening in the career when both of us are working together. Nowadays, I'm seeing love marriages are coming to office, they are getting married. So both are the same level. But the growth, if I see men are coming faster than the women. Why it is? Because we are attached with the kid. Now we have to change that. He also can be there in the house. And he also can take paternity leave or 1 month leave, let him take. His career also can go down slightly, not a problem. So we should know this mentality we should inculcate in the men. See, then what happens? We can also grow. And this should be adjusted by people who are with us, extended family, no? They should accept this first. First thing is they will only put the brake. No, he's a guy, he has to go for work, you take care of the kids. So first thing is, now all of you, your mother and father will be still working. You are going to face still more problems. The mother and father, they will say, my career is important, already I have given you education, you take care of your family. That's what is going to happen in future. But we people plan. What is that? It's planning. Everything is planning. Plan properly for your career as well as your family. Child also, child, we have to bear child. Otherwise, the civilization will end. If everybody is becoming single. That is not the correct way of thinking. We have to balance both. How to do it in our future? I think I wanted to talk about that in the last part of it. Because artificial intelligence is the thing, what is going to be there in the future, machine learning. Everything is machine learning. Feel everything, all your things, you put it in your mobile, control it from your office. in your mobile. That is what we have going to, it is going to come. It is going to come. Because nanny will not come to our work and robot only will be there. Okay, we have to plan that robot, we have to tell this is what my kid is going to do. You take, you teach, you cook. All going to be done, it is going to come. AI is the thing for the future. And you people only will be working for that. To think how we can effectively utilize for women.
Why do we women think just managing kids is taking a break? It itself is managed.
Yes. Yes.
You know, that itself is a separate work altogether. Right? So when we say you coming after a break, I always said, no, I was not on a break. I was working. You know, for my house, for my district. So why do we have to say that, you know, I'm on a break, I'm taking a back seat for them? Managing child is, so I think all of you should come up with that.
So there is a research which says that unpaid labor that will. Now, I compared that research to my home, okay? I pay something to my maid. Let's say if my maid had to do the level of work, the level of cleanliness, the level of everything, the way I maintain, I would be paying her 4 times that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if my husband had to pay, you know, he had to pay more than his salary. So why do we think, you know, we give free labor? So don't ever think that, you know, we are not doing it. Emotionally, what we can do, I understand the men cannot do. But does not mean, I mean, our strength is also multitasking. So don't ever, I, for me personally feel, we should not say, even if you've gone for a break for 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years that we have taken when a child goes to first grade, you know, that's the gap that we pretty much take.
Yes.
But does not mean we are on a break. We are still working. It's just a change of job.
Yeah.
You know, so that don't let that, you know, grow.
And what's the line club?
Yeah.
Yes,
Women here got emotionally carried away. Because of the job they're doing at home and bringing unequal salary. Like, you know, the man brings some salary, the woman brings some salary. So they say, you're bringing in this much, I'm bringing in this much. So I think you better, when sharing the work, you do more. Okay, to balance. So that's just a way to keep aside that. And actually what we are really talking about this seriously, it all started with the manual work actually. It all started with the manual work when men, like, you know, in construction, labor and things like that, for the masculinity or the muscle power they had, they were paid more compared to the input of the women at the time of work. And even when they go to the field also, whenever they and cutting the thing, women were not as capable. It's not because of the, what should I say, the skill or something, because of their muscle power. But physically we say because of our muscles, it's science. But I'll tell you about the labor, what we're talking about producing the entire generation, so many billions across the world, no man can tolerate the labor pain.
Yeah.
You know? And scientifically we can generate that pain. They have done this experiment. So somebody was saying, why can't they bear it? So next time onwards, we'll make the men lie beside and give the pain to him. So let the men bear the pain, man. Okay. So no, keeping that aside, it came to an extent that even in abroad, you know, top tennis players when they're taking, the women players got less than the men. Even the Wimbledon, the Australian Open, women,
Then they ask why. They say, you're not attracting the crowd.
In
We are not getting the income. The tickets, like, they're not sold to watch women's tennis. But now, like, now things have changed. They have come up with that, and very recently they got equal pay. But you see now, for the cricket also, women also draw a lot of crowds. Like, there also the women Premier League also came this time. Women are coming out. Things that came out with that concept. But in professionally, I don't think, like, there's a lot of difference. If a professor has got the same in the teaching field, at least, I don't think there's much of difference between men and women as such. And regarding the whatever you have your what you're taking a break at home or whatever it is, it all depends once again on you, what priority you have, what support you have at home. Because I could not take any month off for my child because I had to report back to the hospital when I was working. I had to report back, but I did have support. It's all, it depends between each and everybody. You cannot generalize things. People have support, people don't have support, they have to do that and things like that. But one thing I did with Anita was that she was mentioning about a woman boss who always queen bees up. I think here, I have from pharmacy, I have people from physiotherapy, and I see from nursing and all of them. So all women. I think in pharmacy we have 78% of women compared to men. The teachers are 70, and even with these also we have a lot of women. So what's say, madam?
It's nothing like that. She is, she's very motivating, very supportive.
I think I usually, even with young girls, I talk to them in a mature way. When I go to colleges, when I go to address these girls, I call them separately. And I talk to them. I tell them, about the social media, what they do. And I tell them, as Anita was mentioning, you see all top rankers, everybody in women. So as you go up the ladder, you see very few of them there at top because of many other things. So I tell them, no, it's not only because you're married, you have children, you're being, it is in you. It is within you. Where you want to be is within you. I know there are many things bogging you down, but it is within you how you need to, what you want to do, where you want to do. Your priority, I'm telling you, what is your priority in life? Definitely that will come. So I tell these girls, with the boys especially, I keep telling them, I think some 10 of you sit and discuss. Please let me know what you talk. So you forget I'm your dean or something. Please tell me what you discuss. What dresses you wear, what you wear, what your jewelry, or what others were doing, about movies, about things like that. So you ask a group of boys what it is. They talk of so many things, what are these career opportunities available, where what is going on in the world, world affairs of what's going on in the world, about the war, the world leaders, and things like that. And they don't shy in sharing information. And I'm not putting on girls, but girls are very, very selfish in that way. Because they don't want to, if they need this information, I won't be about them. So they don't want to tell them. Whereas boys are different. This coaching is going on there. This is opening this company. It is there. They share. That is why they get more opportunities. Not that women get less. The thing is, women don't share information. That's the problem. And women, that is why you don't get these opportunities. We need to change. That's why I tell these girls, when you do see for you, your everything is full time. Your 100 is a full time for you. For boys, you're past time. They have the priority. So that is the difference. I talk to the girls totally like this. I tell them how they need to, tune to themselves, where they need to, concentrate. I said, these young girls, come on, what you need to do. I talk to the students a lot about this and tell them how to go about and what they think about you. And I tell them also. I tell them, I will tell me books about you. I tell them what they talk about you. I'll tell them. Okay, fine. There's so many things. To be on the lighter side. But I feel that this pay parity is not that very much in the skilled people as of now. Yeah? So the more you should demand. It's up to you.
The self-branding.
Yes, it's up to you. You need to, you need to come up to say, okay, fine, you're paying him that much, see, I have the same skills, my output is this. So why not you pay me? That's it. So, that's my opinion.
Thanks for, I'm going to come to you in a minute, because I have a different section for you. She wanted to say something.
Of course, I had a privilege of heading the human resource function for multiple MNCs. And they introduced something called as equal opportunity employer. That means male and female, both are paid the same. As you rightly said, ma'am, it is predominantly in the skilled workforces when we talk about. The pay parity definitely exists. But when it comes to the blue collar workers, of course, the muscle strength or the biology of the woman actually makes the difference. I do agree with that. And when we talk about female, we predominantly talk about the maternity. Of course, the boon is a bane. So we are struggling with that. However, the maternity act actually permits the female to take the leave or extend the leave till 1 year. So that should not be a hindrance. That means we have the legalities to our help. However, as you said, it is in us that we have to prioritize. We have to look at our priorities and grow. Probably somewhere we have to focus on that particular thing. And as you said, we should start sharing. We should we should not get manipulated by the better sex or the male fraternity. Or as they call us. So it's more of we cannot say that it's only women or it's only men is what I mean to say. Probably a balance, hitting a balance is a key point in this.
So I want to tell you that on 10th of December 2007, Oracle SOX team hired 2 chartered accountants. One was a female, one was a male. My pay was 30% less than that one. And I was a better performer than him. Yeah, so coming to Ruchi, she's an entrepreneur. So I wanted to ask her about this HBR review, which states that only 2.3% of the world's VC funding comes to women entrepreneurs. It is being talked about a lot. Eva Nui talked about it, and it is a known fact. In fact, research has shown that when VCs don't even take women seriously because they think that they will take the money and then they will start raising their children on it. Yeah. So I want to hear from Ruchi because she is an entrepreneur. She knows the pain of it.
Yeah, I was actually about to touch upon that subject only, but I want to give you 2 insights here. In the business world, in my personal life. When I was getting married in Calcutta, and I went up to and I told my clients that, look, I'm getting married. So what I've done is I have translated my office team into a virtual team. So no work will get suffered. Whatever we have to deliver, we will deliver by the minute and the work will continue. I have planned it. Some of my clients took that and they continued the work, while some actually came on my face and told me that, look, you're a Marwari girl, you're getting married, you're shifting to a new city, you will give birth to children and you will vanish. I did not answer him that day. I told him, okay, I will manage my work. A year and a half later, I went up to him and I told him that in last 1.5 years, I not only have clients now in Calcutta, I also have clients in Bangalore, and I also have some international clients. So what I mean to say is, yes, there is a difference even in business world. There are negotiation issues, there are demarcations, but what only keeps us at par is our work. Like ma'am said, when you do good work and when you showcase, people need to acknowledge it because at the end of the day, it is business. And now when it comes to funding, yes, this is right. When it comes to the world of funding, women businesses do not get enough funding. Where is the problem? Is the problem with the investors or is the problem with the entrepreneurs? Yesterday evening, we had a session with Sonia K. Anand, founder Monk & Me. Have you guys heard of Monk & Me? Monk & Me is a global fashion brand. It's a D2C brand. It is working with artisans and we've got 3 rounds funding. Okay. And in that meeting also we picked this subject up. The conversation was, Sonia's got 3 rounds funding. And the question we put up to her was, Sonia, how difficult it is to have somebody else's money on your shoulder and run the show. Because the other side is people say women are the best accountants. We manage our house accounts the best. Whenever a household is under problem, who gets money from some secret space? Only women. Demonetization, whose pockets were empty? Women, guys. And that's reality. So why is there a problem? You know, the problem is us. And that's the conversation now in business world. So the question is, as women who's running business, so everybody sitting here said, I want to run a business. Do you visualize, can you build a business worth $100 billion? That's the difference. Because we don't vision ourselves up, we don't go out and put ourselves out there with so much strength. And because we don't put ourselves out there with strength, of course the investors won't invest. So why are they questioning us? So there is one bit we can say people are questioning us, but they're questioning because we are not showcasing ourselves enough properly. So can we do that? It is going to come back to us. So like everybody here is saying, ma'am said, look into your health first. Yes, look into your health first, do good work, showcase that work, stand for yourself, and everything else happens. Start with your vision. So that's the deal. Are women businesses telling themselves, yes, I am making $100 billion business here. Yes, I will set up an employability of 500,000 people in this world. The minute we start,
Example. Falguni Nair is the recent example.
she is also an example of it. And just to share the initial stats that was shared now, women businesses, when they scale the GDP growth. Indian government for last 5 years have been saying this. Guys, India, if only women entrepreneurs in India come in forefront, the Indian GDP will go multi. Where is the problem? The problem is when we tell in our household, I am running a business, how many family members circle back and say, is your business registered? My question to all of you in this room, if you know a women running business, have you ever asked them, is your company registered? Have you asked them, how many people are you hiring? Are you asking them, are you paying taxes? Get these 3 questions answered by people who are running business, or if you want to start a business. And you see how we make a change. We are the warriors of a country without a uniform is what I feel. And we need to bring it.
The first thing which happens when a woman starts a business, ये सब क्या कर रही हो?
या ये कर रही हो तो काफी है. As long as कर रही हो, busy रहो.
What nonsense are you doing? People tell me things like busy रहना चाहिए. That's why you're doing business. They don't take this seriously. You know, one thing that mothers can do when brother beats up her sister, they go beat up your brother. Yeah, because we teach them. Okay, bhai say you talk to your brother like this. Tomorrow she will not talk to her boss like that. Tomorrow she will not talk to her partner like that. She will not negotiate her pay with and like that. And most men are in power, and that's what is happening to our women. We are breaking them and bringing them up. Our own daughters. We've been broken, we are breaking them, they will break. What are we doing? Yeah, so coming to the end of the session, it's been amazing. Every one of them spoke from their hearts. Thank you so much. All of you. I want them all to leave you with one last sentence, just one sentence of what you want to leave them with. They'll remember you with that. Yes, Ruchi.
I'll say believe in yourself.
Oh,
Believe in yourself. You can do it. Each one of you can live your dreams. Cheers, guys. You have a lot of love, right? Yeah.
I would say that whoever has a son, raise your son well so that no women's.
Wanted to tell you. Because I don't want to make mistake in what I'm telling.
Can we pass it on to Samir? No, yeah, oh. That's a scientist.
No, every day I just wanted to tell all of you, it Please don't regret anything in your life. It's always we have to think good days will give us happiness. Bad day will give an experience. Worst day will give us lessons to us. And best day will give memories to us.
I want to tell you two things. Sorry. Two things. First thing is, if you see our culture, we always say Srimati and Shri. We say Parvati Parameshwar, Lakshmi Narayan. So our culture says women should be given preference. So we should be, rooted to our culture. Number one. Number two, we should always wear a jewel of courage. If you're courageous, you can beat anything. Thank you for that. And I want to leave you with just two words. Love yourself. It's not Thank you so much for being here and being such great participants. I would hand it over to the.
Ma'am, I have one question.
Yes.
Yes. So what is your reaction or how you reacted once you came to know that you are 30% less?
What do you know about it after I left the department 5 years later? When my friend had become a manager in the department, she told me this, I didn't know it. And you know, I'm responsible for it, I didn't negotiate. My manager that time had tried to negotiate, and I was being the nice girl.
Oh.
Very nice girl. No more, huh? Thank you, Ram. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am said, we are very good in managing the accounts in home. So it will not go more than 10K, 10 or 15, 20. But all of a sudden, some 50 lakhs has come to my hand. What I think. So I have read one article which was sent to my husband, LinkedIn. So he sent me one video. One day I didn't watch. 2 days also I didn't watch. Then third day he asked me, have you watched that? I said no. Then he asked me to sit beside him and made me to watch. So it's all higher professionals. It's a combination of men and women. And 50% are men, 50% are women. They started with very random questions. Maybe you know that, ma'am. The gap is more than what I expected, what we thought. So they started with who are very good in cooking, who are very good in managing things, all these things. Women were more steps again, even 10, 15 steps. But when it comes to a question of managing the things, managing the accounts, managing the stock marketing, all these things, they are very, very behind. But they have taken 10 steps before, then also they are very behind. So as you said, it's all based on us, right? Where I have to concentrate. So as an advertising person, if you want to advertising something on face cream, something on lipstick, whom you will contact?
I'll give you an example. Gillette had launched razors. Okay. Now who uses razor? Men.
Nowadays,
No, they are men razors only, yaar. Men use razor. Women razor नहीं है. है ना? अभी वो किसको market करना? नहीं. Women. You know why? Because the research shows majority women buy razors for husbands. What I'm trying to say is, it's about understanding application and getting smarter, number one. You know? Number two, like you said, at home we are managing 10K, 20K, 50K at the month. Sabhi, what do you do when you have more money? That's the perspective. If I allow myself to think big,
yes.
I will get comfortable. Who is asking me to think about only 10, 20, 50,000? Why can I not think about 50 lakhs and 1 crore? What is the problem? You guys are here, either you are studying here or you are professional, right? Whatever your salary is, it could be 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 50 lakhs. I am questioning. What is stopping you from a 2x salary or a 3x salary? Do you sit down and ask yourself, When will you get that 2x, 3x salary? And if you get it, what you will do? This is a very basic question. We do this in our business workshops, right, left and center. We tell people, like funding was a question here. We tell people, if you get 50 lakh rupees, please make a plan of what you will do with this 50 lakhs. If you tell me what you will do with this 50 lakhs, show me how this 50 lakhs convert into 2.5 crores. Then you are ready for investment. Now, this is not gender, no, this is anybody's knowledge. Now, when it is investment, we are all earning money here. How many of us are making an effort to understand investments? Financial freedom, you need 7 income streams. Out of which, if you have 6 or 5 passive income streams, you are financially free. How many of us sit down and spend time to understand which are these income streams? How can everybody can create. You don't need anything. You just need some knowledge and to talk to right people, put right questions and take a chance. So, ma'am, answer to you is give yourself space.
Yes, that's what I agree with you. You said it's based on vision.
Yeah.
Where we are focusing.
Make your vision and you'll do.
And with that, I would like to hand this over to ma'am here. Thank you so much and great talking to you all.
Thanks to Professor Rajat Rashmi. It's a very difficult job.
Yeah.
Okay, but ma'am has fantastic work. Thank you much for that. And usually what happens whenever there is a seminar, because last time also we had a webinar for Women's Day, we had same kind of panel discussion with some chief guests, including Shika ma'am, IAS officer. It was beautiful, but today's was awe-inspiring. So for that, I should give credit to our Department of Student Affairs, like Shamanta, for your department. Really thank you for doing that. And some things we should not forget from these panel discussions. Please listen carefully again. Women should need family support. Behind every successful woman, there is a progressive man. Health is priority. Women should be independent and no matter where they are. Break biases, continuity is important. Never quit. Choose your boundary. But one sentence ma'am said, Ruchi ma'am said, I just want to add, ma'am, the slogan from Dhananjay Sagar University is live the dream. So now it's the time to pull down the curtains for the formal function. I request Professor Veena from Department of Computer Science, School of Engineering to deliver oath of thanks.
Greetings of the day to one and all present over here. It's been a wonderful event so far, and I stand before you to present vote of thanks for the formal function. We had a great panel discussion which opened up a different thought processing. I thank all panel members, Ms. Ruchi M. Mittal, founder, 10 Networks, Ms. Kalpana Arvind, Deputy Director, Sensor System Area, ISRO, Dr. Pushpa Sarkar, Dean, School of Health Science, DSU, Dr. Anita Ramalingam, Controller of Examination, DSU, and Moderator, Ms. Rajat Rashmi, Professor, Powerful Choices Coach. It was indeed a wonderful discussion, ma'am. Thank you, one and all. So, as a token of love and respect, we would like to present the mementos to all the panel members. I request Dr. Baswati, College of Physiotherapy, to present the memento to Ms. Ruchi M. Mittal. Thank you, ma'am. I request Professor Sunita Hegde, SAMS UG, to present the memento to Ms. Kalpana Arvind. I request Ms. Geeta from admission team to present the memento to Professor Rajat Rashmi. I request Professor Shivani Datta, School of Law, to present memento to Dr. Pushpa Sarkar, Dean, Allied Health Sciences from SBA. Okay, I request Sudha Dikti ma'am to present the memento to Dr. Pushpa Sarkar. I request Dr. Archana Rao, SBAS, to present memento to Dr. Anita Ramalingam. I thank all the audience who have witnessed the discussion and support in conduction of the event successfully. Thank you all. Also, I thank the management, organizers, coordinators, student volunteers, facility team, and all who have contributed directly or indirectly in successful completion of this event. Thank you one and all. Now the lunch is arranged in the canopy hall.
Thank you, ma'am. So it's the end for formal functions, but requires all the faculty, including schools under all the schools under the Anand Sagar University, to join us for the cultural events also. So meanwhile, let's have lunch, let's have fun. Thank you, everyone. Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Aman. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, please stop. Once
Everyone has to come together.
Then, like at the back,
People can stand at back also.
you get a shot.
We have. People can stand.
Like, you know, blocking, and you see it on the block.